What if I told you that 87% of Las Vegas visitors are losing money before they even place their first bet? After living in this neon-soaked desert oasis for over 12 years, I've witnessed tourists fall into the same expensive traps day after day, hour after hour. While you're mesmerized by the Bellagio fountains and the promise of quick riches, Vegas is quietly extracting hundreds from your wallet through hidden fees, clever psychology, and mistakes you don't even know you're making. Today, I'm exposing the 7 costliest errors that separate savvy visitors from those who leave Vegas wondering where their money went. 1. The accommodation ambush, when your dream room becomes a nightmare. Picture this. You've just booked the room with a stunning fountain view at a premium price, only to arrive and find your million-dollar vista completely obliterated by Formula One barriers and construction scaffolding. This exact scenario played out across from the Bellagio when the iconic fountains disappeared behind walls of concrete and steel, leaving guests staring at construction zones instead of water shows. Yet this represents just the tip of Vegas's accommodation iceberg. The hospitality industry in Las Vegas generates over $35 billion annually, and much of that profit comes from guests who don't understand the crucial difference between a booking site photo and reality. Construction projects here operate on Vegas time, meaning 24/7 hammering, drilling, and heavy machinery that doesn't pause for your beauty sleep. The Fremont Street experience, while visually spectacular from ground level, transforms into a sonic nightmare for hotel guests whose windows face the nightly concerts. Imagine trying to sleep while a cover band performs Sweet Caroline at 120 decibels just 30 feet from your pillow. Downtown Grand guests recently discovered another surprise when neighboring rooms housed not just people, but their barking companions, something the booking sites conveniently failed to mention in their property descriptions. The solution requires proactive detective work that most tourists skip entirely. Before clicking that tempting Book Now button, pick up your phone and call the hotel directly. Ask 3 critical questions. Is there any construction happening on or near the property? Which rooms don't face the street or pool party areas? What are your quietest room locations? Front desk staff, unlike booking algorithms, can reveal that rooms ending in 01 to 05 sit directly next to elevators that ding every 45 seconds, or that the North Tower hosts pool parties until 2 a.m. every weekend. They might even upgrade you to a quieter floor at no charge if you ask politely during check-in. Remember, 2 identical rooms in the same hotel can deliver completely opposite experiences. One faces a peaceful courtyard, the other overlooks a loading dock where delivery trucks arrive at 4 a.m. The booking sites show you the same generic photos for both, counting on your assumption that all rooms are created equal. But after watching thousands of disappointed tourists request room changes at check-in, I can tell you definitively, location within the building matters more than the building itself. 2. The Beverage Bamboozle. How a simple beer can cost you $18.41. A cold Corona at the casino bar sets you back $18.41. But just 30 feet away at the gift shop, that same beer costs $12.41. Still robbery, but a relative bargain in Vegas terms. This pricing paradox exemplifies how the Strip's beverage economy operates on multiple tiers, each designed to extract maximum dollars from different types of visitors. The shocking truth is that prices can vary by 400% within the same casino complex, depending solely on where you choose to make your purchase. Las Vegas's alcohol pricing structure reflects a carefully orchestrated system of convenience fees and location premiums. Casino bars charge premium prices not just for the alcohol, but for the privilege of drinking while you gamble. They're banking on impaired judgment leading to bigger bets. The gift shops, while still overpriced, operate on slightly lower margins because they're competing with each other for foot traffic. But the real savings hide in plain sight at places like CVS, Walgreens, and Target right on the Strip, where that same Corona drops to $3.99. Smart visitors load up at these regular retail stores on their way to the hotel, effectively paying 1/5 of casino bar prices. The economics become even more favorable when you venture slightly off-strip. Grocery stores like Smith's and Albertsons, located just minutes from the tourist corridor, offer cases of beer for what 2 drinks cost at a casino bar. Local convenience stores near the Strip, but not on it, often price items 50 to 70% lower than their Strip-adjacent counterparts. Some visitors even use grocery delivery services to stock their hotel mini fridges, turning a $200 daily alcohol budget into a $40 investment that lasts their entire stay. This pricing strategy extends beyond alcohol to every consumable on the Strip. A bottle of water that costs $8 at the pool bar is $2 at CVS, and free from your hotel room tap. Those $25 cocktails at the trendy rooftop bar contain the same amount of alcohol as a $6 drink at Ellis Island, 1 block away. The casinos count on convenience and ignorance, knowing that most tourists won't walk an extra 5 minutes to save $15. They're betting on your laziness, and statistically, they're winning that bet every single time. 3. The Street Performer Shakedown, the $60 photo trap. Those colorful characters posing for photos on the Strip, Iron Man, Spider-Man, showgirls, and feathers, operate in a legal gray zone where tips become demands, and friendly photos transform into high-pressure sales tactics. While they cannot legally charge for photos due to Las Vegas street performer regulations, they've developed sophisticated psychological techniques to extract amounts that would make a professional photographer blush. What starts as an innocent vacation photo can quickly escalate into a $60 per person confrontation. The manipulation begins before you even approach them. These performers strategically position themselves at high-traffic bottlenecks where tourists naturally slow down, making eye contact and actively recruiting people for photos. Once engaged, they employ a series of calculated moves, insisting on taking multiple shots, involving your entire group, using your phone and theirs, creating an extended interaction that builds psychological pressure to tip generously. When payment time arrives, they'll quote suggested tips of $20 to $30 per person, claiming that's what everyone gives or that $60 is average. Complete fabrications designed to anchor your expectations at absurdly high levels. The legal reality stands firmly on the tourist side, though most visitors never realize it. Street performers operate under specific Las Vegas ordinances that classify photo opportunities as free speech activities, not commercial transactions. They can request tips, but cannot demand specific amounts or refuse to return your property if you don't pay what they want. The key word is tip, a voluntary gratuity that you determine, not them. $5 for a photo is perfectly reasonable, despite their theatrical disappointment. Some tourists give nothing at all, which, while perhaps impolite, is entirely within their rights. The psychology these performers exploit runs deeper than simple pressure tactics. They understand that tourists in vacation mode are more susceptible to social pressure, less likely to create confrontation, and often unsure of local customs. They leverage confusion about tipping culture, making visitors feel cheap or culturally insensitive for offering reasonable amounts. They might claim you're costing them money, ruining their day, or preventing them from feeding their families. Emotional manipulation designed to overcome your financial common sense. But remember, if their business model requires guilt-tripping tourists into $60 photos, perhaps they're in the wrong business. 4. The casino catastrophes, etiquette errors, and expensive assumptions. Beyond the obvious risks of losing money to house odds, Las Vegas casinos harbor a complex ecosystem of unwritten rules, social expectations, and psychological traps that can turn a fun night into an expensive education in gambling culture. After witnessing countless casino disasters, from players berating dealers to tourists chasing losses until their credit cards maxed out, I've identified the critical mistakes that separate recreational players from those who leave Vegas with their dignity and bankroll intact. The casino floor operates on both mathematical certainties and social contracts that most visitors never fully grasp. The mathematics of casino gambling are immutable. Every game carries a house edge that ensures long-term profitability for the casino. Slot machines on the Strip typically hold 7 to 15% of all money wagered, meaning for every $100 you pump into those mesmerizing screens, you're mathematically expected to lose $7 to $15. Table games offer better odds, but still favor the house. Blackjack with proper basic strategy gives the house roughly 0.5%. Roulette runs 5.26% on double zero wheels, and craps hovers around 1.4% for pass line bets. Yet tourists consistently make choices that amplify these edges, like playing 6 to 5 blackjack instead of 3 to 2, adding side bets with house edges exceeding 7%, or believing that previous results influence future outcomes, the gambler's fallacy that keeps those electronic roulette boards profitable. The social dynamics of casino gambling often cost players more than the mathematical disadvantages. Dealers survive on tips, remembering generous players and providing subtle advantages like reminding you of missed bets at the craps table or suggesting better odds alternatives. A dollar chip bet for the dealer every few hands costs you perhaps $10 to $20 per hour, but can yield valuable advice and a more enjoyable experience. Conversely, berating dealers for your losses, blaming other players for taking your card at blackjack, or throwing fits when luck turns against you marks you as a novice and often leads to less favorable treatment from staff. The superstitious rituals, blowing on dice, rubbing screens, wearing lucky shirts might provide psychological comfort but have zero impact on random number generators or physics. The most expensive casino mistake, however, is chasing losses. That psychological quicksand that transforms a $200 loss into a $2,000 disaster. Your brain, flooded with cortisol from losing and dopamine from near misses, becomes increasingly convinced that a big win is imminent. The ATMs strategically placed throughout the casino charge $11.99 transaction fees plus cash advance charges, adding insult to injury. Setting a firm loss limit before you start playing and walking away when you hit it isn't just good advice. It's the difference between a fun vacation story and a financial crisis. The casinos invest millions in psychological research to keep you playing. Your only defense is discipline and mathematical awareness.
5. The hidden fee hustle, the CNF scam nobody talks about. Buried in microscopic print at the bottom of strip restaurant menus, a line item called CNF, or Concession and Franchise Fee, quietly adds 4.9% to every bill, generating millions in additional revenue from unsuspecting tourists who never noticed this legal pickpocketing. This fee, which provides absolutely zero additional value to your dining experience, represents the latest evolution in Las Vegas's creative extraction techniques, a charge that's technically disclosed, but practically invisible. When restaurants bring tablet payment systems to your table showing only the total amount, this hidden fee becomes even more insidious. The mechanics of the CNF fee reveal a masterclass in corporate greed disguised as operational necessity. Restaurants claim this fee covers their costs of operating within casino properties, but that's like a gas station adding a petroleum acquisition fee to your fill-up. The fee doesn't go to servers, doesn't improve food quality, and doesn't enhance your experience in any way. It's pure profit padding that exploits the fact that most diners don't scrutinize their bills. At a typical strip restaurant where a meal for two runs $150, that's an extra $7.35 that could have gone toward your server's tip or your next bet. Multiply that across multiple meals during a Vegas weekend, and you're talking about $50 to $75 in completely unnecessary charges. The electronic payment revolution has made this scheme even more effective. When servers bring wireless card readers to your table, you see only a total amount, no itemized breakdown, no opportunity to question charges, no paper trail unless you specifically request it. The psychological pressure of holding up the payment process while you ask for a detailed receipt keeps most people from investigating further. Restaurants count on this combination of convenience technology and social pressure to slide these fees past thousands of customers daily. They're literally betting that you won't ask questions, and statistically, they're right more than 90% of the time. The solution is surprisingly simple once you know the game. Before paying any strip restaurant bill, always request a printed itemized receipt. When you spot the CNF fee, politely ask your server to remove it. In my experience, and that of dozens of people I've advised, restaurants almost always waive the fee immediately when challenged. They know it's indefensible and would rather keep you happy than argue over a few dollars. Some restaurants have even preemptively started removing the fee for customers who mention they're locals or industry workers, tacitly admitting it's a tourist tax. The fee might seem small, but it's the principle that matters. You're already paying premium prices for strip dining, and adding hidden fees on top is simply exploitation. 6. The strip trap. Missing the real Las Vegas. Approximately 42 million tourists visit Las Vegas annually, and statistical analysis suggests that nearly 60% never venture more than a half mile from Las Vegas Boulevard, missing entirely what locals call the real Vegas, a city of better odds, authentic experiences, and prices that don't require a second mortgage. This strip-centric tunnel vision costs visitors both financially and experientially, as they pay premium prices for diluted experiences, while superior alternatives exist literally one block away.
The 4-mile stretch of Las Vegas Boulevard has become such a powerful gravitational force that many tourists don't realize they're seeing only the city's commercialized facade.
The economic disparities between strip and off-strip properties are staggering and quantifiable. Strip blackjack tables commonly offer 6 to 5 payouts with $25 minimums, while Ellis Island, 1 block east, maintains $5 tables with 3 to 2 payouts, a difference that impacts your expected return by over 400% per hour of play. Drink prices follow similar patterns. A $18 cocktail at a strip casino bar costs $6 at a locals casino like Station Properties, using the same alcohol brands and often the same recipes. Hotel rooms that command $300 nightly on the Strip go for $75 at properties like Red Rock Casino or Green Valley Ranch, which offer comparable amenities including high-end restaurants, spas, and entertainment venues. Even parking, free at virtually every off-strip property, costs $25 to $35 daily at Strip resorts. The experiential advantages of exploring beyond the Strip extend far past financial savings. Red Rock Canyon, just 20 minutes west, offers world-class hiking, rock climbing, and scenic drives that showcase Nevada's natural beauty, the antithesis of artificial Strip glamour. Mount Charleston provides alpine environments with temperatures 20 to 30 degrees cooler than the valley floor, complete with skiing in winter and hiking trails that rival any mountain destination. The Arts District downtown features genuine local culture, craft breweries, and independent galleries where you'll actually meet Las Vegas residents instead of just other tourists. Valley of Fire State Park, an hour northeast, displays geological wonders and Native American petroglyphs that predate Las Vegas by thousands of years. The locals casino scene represents a parallel universe of gambling culture that most tourists never discover. Properties like Suncoast, Rampart, and South Point cater to residents who demand better odds, lower prices, and less pretense. Their poker rooms are filled with regulars who play solid games without the tilting tourists and attitude of strip rooms. Their restaurants, lacking celebrity chef names, serve comparable or better food at half the price. Their entertainment venues book acts that locals actually want to see, not just whatever draws tourist dollars. These properties prove that Las Vegas hospitality doesn't require strip prices. It just requires knowing where to look beyond the neon corridor. 7. The psychology of loss, the mental trap that breaks bankrolls. Beneath the flashing lights and free drinks, Las Vegas operates on a sophisticated understanding of human psychology that turns rational people into ATM visiting, loss chasing, inhibition abandoning versions of themselves who make financial decisions they'd never consider at home. This isn't accidental. Casinos invest millions in behavioral research, hiring psychology PhDs to optimize everything from carpet patterns to oxygen levels, all designed to keep you gambling longer and betting more than you intended. The most dangerous element isn't the house edge or the free alcohol. It's your own brain chemistry working against you in an environment precisely engineered to exploit it. The neurological response to gambling losses triggers a cascade of poor decision-making that behavioral economists call loss aversion bias, the tendency to take increasingly risky actions to recover losses rather than accepting them. Your brain releases cortisol when you lose, creating stress that impairs judgment, while near misses trigger dopamine releases almost identical to actual wins, convincing you that victory is imminent. This chemical cocktail becomes more potent as losses mount. Down $200 feels manageable. Down $500 feels like a problem that needs solving. Down $1,000 feels like a crisis that only a big win can fix. The casino environment amplifies these responses with carefully calibrated stimuli. No clocks, no windows, perfect temperature, free alcohol to lower inhibitions, and constant sensory rewards even when you're losing money. The sunk cost fallacy compounds the psychological trap, convincing players that their previous losses somehow increase their chances of future wins, or that walking away means those losses were wasted. This thinking defies both logic and mathematics. Every spin, roll, or hand is independent of previous results, and the money you've already lost is gone, regardless of what happens next. Yet players routinely convince themselves that they're due for a win after a losing streak, that the machine is about to hit because it hasn't paid out recently, or that leaving now would mean giving up just before their luck turns. The casinos reinforce these delusions with comp systems that make you feel like you're earning something back, players clubs that track your losses as points, and hosts who appear when you're
you're down big to offer free rooms that keep you in the building. Breaking free from these psychological traps requires predetermined boundaries and the discipline to enforce them regardless of emotional state. Set a loss limit before you start playing. Not a vague intention, but a specific number that, when reached, triggers immediate departure from the casino floor. Use only cash, leaving ATM and credit cards in your hotel room safe, creating a physical barrier to accessing more funds. Take mandatory breaks every hour to reset your mental state and reassess your situation. Most importantly, understand that the feeling of being due for a win is not intuition or experience. It's your brain malfunctioning under the exact conditions the casino created to make it malfunction. The house edge is mathematical certainty. Your feelings are chemical illusions. After 12 years watching Vegas extract money from visitors through these 7 costly mistakes, I've learned that the house doesn't just win through mathematical edges. It wins through tourist ignorance. Now you know what locals know. Comment below which Vegas trap surprised you most, and subscribe for more insider secrets that'll transform your next Vegas adventure from expensive lesson to unforgettable victory.